Welcome to Davao Region Dunong Agila in support of the Comprehensive Region-Led Learning Continuity Plan. I Teach, integrating technology, academic community, and the household, ensuring every learner is safe and protected anytime, anywhere. Anchored on Sulong Idokalidad, this is DepEd Regional Office 11, delivering quality education across Davao Region.
Madayaw, Davao! Good afternoon, grade 5 out there. Good afternoon, Sir Rod.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Joy. It's an exciting day once again. How about you, Ma'am Joy? Are you excited?
Of course I am. Now that we are already in our second route and still talking about numbers, I really love it. Again, this is Joy Sabala of Doña Soledad Dolor Elementary School.
And I'm Jose Rodney Padasay of Jose Bastida Elementary School
saying Mabuhay! Welcome to Region 11, Dunong Agila, Sulong Idokalidad. As far as I remember, last episode, we discussed about multiplication of fraction. And you guys found it very easy, right?
Yes, Ma'am Joy. It was then a productive session. We had learned that multiplication of fractions is just an easy test if you know the steps and master the previous skills needed.
Well, sir, in believing that you can, if you believe that you are doing it correctly, then it is a motivating factor. But, sir, how they are going to multiply fractions?
Before proceeding to our review, ma'am, let's take a look first of our competencies that we're going to tackle today. It's in our screen. Yes,
first, it is visualizing division of fraction.
And the second topic is division of simple fractions and whole numbers by a fraction and vice versa. Going back to your question, Ma'am Joy, how do we multiply fractions? To multiply fractions, we use two methods, right, Ma'am Joy?
Yes, sir. We use the long or traditional method, and the other one is shortcut, or we call it cancellation method. How do we multiply using the long method, sir?
On our screen, to multiply using the traditional method, please consider the given example. And for those who are listening on the radios, please have your ball pen and paper and take note of this example. 3/4 of 4/5. First step is to change it to a multiplication sentence by changing the word of to times or multiplication sign. Then, multiply the numerators. 3 and 4 will give us 12. Then multiply the denominators 4 and 5, that is 20, giving us a product of 12 over 20. The last step is to change the product to lowest term if possible. Is our product already in the lowest term, Ma'am Joy?
Not yet, Sir Rod. There is still GCF that could divide 12 and 20, which is 4. So when we divide 12 and 20 by 4, it gives a product of 3/5. And that will be our final answer.
Very good, Ma'am Joy. I know our grade 5 learners have the same answer with you. How about if we multiply the shortcut or cancellation method? Will it give the same correct answer?
Definitely, sir. Again, using the same example, 3/4 and 4/5. How about if we will challenge our grade 5 out there to leave a comment if they remember the step after changing the equation to multiplication sentence using cancellation method.
Okay, Ma'am Joy, let's give the 3 counts. The first to provide the correct answer, libre shout out.
Okay?
3,
2, 1. Okay, I received 4 comments here, but this one give the complete one. It goes like this. Look for a pair of numerator and denominator, then cancel or reduce.
So shout out na yan, Ma'am Joy.
Yup, the correct answer is from EJ of Susana Homes, Balyok, Davao City.
Hi EJ, congratulations, keep it up. So let's continue on multiplying fractions using cancellation method. As EJ said, we look for a pair of numerator and denominator to cancel. Do we have it in our example, Ma'am Joy?
Yes, sir. It's 4 and 4.
Exactly, Ma'am Joy. So we will divide the numerator 4 and denominator 4 by 4. And both will be cancelled to 1.
What shall we do then, Sir Rod?
That's a good question, Ma'am Joy. After cancellation, we'll follow the steps in multiplying fractions mentioned in the long method. And that is numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator, and giving us a product of 3/5. Is our product 3/5 already in the lowest term, Ma'am Joy?
Yes, Sir Rod. That's the advantage of using cross-cancellation method. The answer is already in its lowest form. Therefore, except it is, your answer is improper. Because if it is improper, you're going to change it to mixed number. Okay, maybe they are all excited for another competency, Sir Rod.
Okay, so as mentioned earlier, we are going to learn on how to visualize division of fractions. Again, we will always remember when we say visualize, we are going to put a picture in our mind. To continue, please look at your activity sheet and let's try to visualize the problem. Enjoy.
Okay, the problem goes like this. Grace wants to help her mother, who is a dressmaker. They have 4 meters of cloth. They wanted to make hand towels and sold it in a store nearby. How many hand towels can they make if each towel measures 1/2 meter?
Thank you for reading the situation, Ma'am Joy. But can you tell what kind of daughter is Grace?
Well, Grace is a responsible and helpful daughter. Now, sir, hindi lang naman si Grace ang ganyan. Marami pang mga bata dyan na matulungin sa kanilang mga magulang. So, sa inyong mga kabataan dyan na marunong tumulong sa kanilang mga magulang, saludo kami sa inyo. And continue doing good. Because if God sees us that we are doing good, so He will give us more blessing.
Yeah, and thank you for being one, kids. Going back to our problem, to our dear grade 5 learners, can you still remember the things that we need to do in solving word problems? Exactly. Analyze our problem using the following guide questions. First, what is asked? What are the given facts? What is the operation to be used? What is the number sentence? And so on. Since we are to visualize division of fractions, consider the illustration on the screen. The rectangle strip represents the 4 meters of cloth, and it might look like this one. Let us imagine that each strip is 1 meter in length.
Okay, as you can see, each strip is divided into 2, of which shown 1/2 meter that each towel measured. There are 2 1/2s in each strip, and if you count all the 1/2s there, it will give you 8. Therefore, 4 divided by 1/2, the answer is 8.
Yes, Ma'am Joy, we can also say that how many 1/2 fits into 4. So it's very clear that there are 8 halves fit into 4 meters. And the answer matches the question, how many hand towels can they make if each towel measures 1/2 meter?
Yes, not only that, sir. How did we know, kids? By the way, kids, how did we know that the operation is division? Let us try to recall that when we solve word problems, we're going to look for the word clue. And our word clue there is the word each. How many towels will be created if each towel measured 1/2? So do we have still other way to visualize this one, sir?
Yes, Ma'am Joy. This time we'll be using number line. On the screen, our number line is numbered from 0 to 4. Since it is said that the dividend 4 will be divided by the divisor 1/2. The red vertical lines show that every whole is divided into halves. We will then count how many halves are there in 4. Why don't you count with me as I have from one vertical line to another? Ready? Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 1/2 meter fits into 4 meter length of cloth. And we have the same quotient using fraction chart and number line.
Yes. How about we will give them another division equation to answer, Sir Rod? Let's try to consider this one. 8/16 divided by 1/4. So using the fraction chart or the strips, the first fraction should be divided and illustrated like this. The whole is divided into 16 equal parts. Okay? And consider 8 only to be shaded. And then another factor, the dividend, by the way, we have here the divisor. Illustrate also second fraction. Okay? That is the divisor. Since the denominator is 4, it's 1/4, so we're going to divide the whole into 4 equal parts. And consider only 1/4 to be shaded. Okay, let's go back to the question. 8/16 divided by 1/4. It means how many 1/4 fit in 8/16. So we will cover the 8/16 in orange with 1/4, which is in blue. And it goes like this. Now look at the screen. The answer will be 2. Can you show also using the number line, Sir Rod?
Yes, Ma'am Joy. So on the screen, the number line is numbered from 0 to 1. Since it is said that the dividend is 8/16, then we're going to divide it into 16 equal parts. And considered only 8/16 of it, shown by the red line. On the same number line, we showed that the whole is divided into 4 equal parts, represented by the orange vertical lines, and from it, we will consider only 1/4 by the blue arrow. So we will show the second fraction on the divisor with the blue arrow. We will then count how many 1/4 are there in 8/16. Why don't you count with me as I have from 0 to orange vertical line representing 8/16. Ready? Start. That's 1, 2. Again, we have the same quotient using fraction chart and number line. Since dividing fractions using visualization already clear to our grade 5 learners, Ma'am Joy, how about answering another problem without writing any illustration? Can we still solve the equation?
Yes, sir. And we are about to divide simple fraction in a whole number by a fraction and vice versa. Now listen up, grade 5. This concept might be new to you, but I'm very sure that you can follow. There would be 4 steps that you should remember. Copy, number 1, change, flip, multiply. Or we call that CCF, multiply. Alright, here we go. If we have an equation of 3/8 divided by 1/4 equals to blank, first, copy 3/8. And then, 3/8 is our dividend. So all we have to do is to copy first. And then, change. What shall we change, Sir Rod?
Okay, we will change the division sign to multiplication sign as shown by the color yellow. So from division sign, we change it to multiplication sign. And the letter F on our CFF multiply method is flip. Paano ba gawin ang flip? Okay, just simply interchange the numerator and the denominator. Or this is part here we call giving the reciprocal of the divisor. So the fraction 1/4 now will become 4/1 after flipping.
Okay, Sir Rod, very clear. After we flip, we will now multiply. That was discussed last week, okay? And then even our review, we discussed that. So we are now ready to perform the operation. So we have 3/8 times 4/1. Again, just to remind, we cancel first if it is possible. There is a pair of numerator and denominator that to be canceled.
Yeah, there is, Ma'am Joy. And that is 4 and 8. After cancellation, our new equation will be 3 halves times 1/1. So we are now ready to multiply. So 3 times 1 is 3 and 2 times 1 is 2. So we have a product of 3/2. Is that our final answer, Ma'am Joy?
Not yet, sir. Since we have a product which is improper fraction, so kids always remember that in performing operation in fraction, you have to simplify your answer. In this case, we will change it to mixed number. So the answer will be 1 and 1/2 because we're going to divide the numerator by the denominator. Okay? Well, it's very clear, right, kids?
How about if the equation goes like this? We will have to consider that on the screen. 5 divided by 1/4. That will be whole number divided by a fraction. So we will now apply the CCF multiply rules or steps. First, we have to copy the dividend 5. Since it is a whole number, we will make it a fraction by writing a denominator 1. Next, C is to change. Change the operation from division to multiplication, shown by the color yellow. Then flip. For letter F, flip the divisor. So 1/4 becomes 4/1. After that, proceed to multiplication process. So what will be our new division equation now, Ma'am Joy?
Well, it will be 5/1 and 4/1, Sir Rod. It's 5/1 times 4/1. So using the last step, which is multiply. Now, it is numerator times numerator. It will give you 20. And denominator times denominator, it will give you 1. We have a product of 20/1. But wait, Sir Rod, is 20/1 already in a lowest term?
Not yet, Ma'am Joy. 20/1 is an improper fraction. So we can simplify it by changing it to a mixed number. But after dividing, it leaves no remainder. So our answer will be a whole number 20. How about if we divide a fraction by a whole number? Will our CCF multiply method still applicable there?
Yes, Sir Rod. On the screen, an example of fraction divided by a whole number. We have there 3/6. Applying the steps, copy, change, and flip, multiply, copy the dividend first, which is 3/6. And then change the operation sign from division to multiplication. And then flip the divisor. After changing the whole number, because 8 is a whole number, you're going to change that into a fraction. It would be 8/1. And then, After that, proceed to multiplication process. 3 times 1 is 3 and 6 times 8, 48. Our product is 348. Can we still simplify the product, sir?
Yes.
Okay, let's try to look, kids. If we divide it 3 as our GCF, okay, 3 divided by 3 and then 48 divided by 3, our final answer will be 116.
Tumpak. Siguro naman, Ma'am Joy, nakuha na nila ang rules in multiplying fractions. Again, we have to remember CCF multiply, where C, you're going to copy the dividend. Another C, you're going to change the division sign to multiplication sign. Then F is your flip. What are you going to flip? Yeah, the numerator and the denominator. And lastly, we have to multiply. After the following examples, maybe you're all ready for a short quick check-up quiz.
Yes, good. We will then give 4 questions to answer, Sir Rod.
Okay, ready na ba kayo? Okay, so pwede na kumuha ng papel at ballpen. Okay, for our number 1, give the equation of each illustration and find out the quotient.
For those who are listening in the radios, the first illustration or the dividend is a whole divided into 12 equal parts and 10 are shaded, while the divisor is also 1 who is still equally divided into 12 parts, but only 2 are considered. Give now the division equation of each illustration and find its quotient. Go! Okay, time is up. Let's check your answer. The division equation in number 1 is 10, 12 divided by 2, 12. And the quotient is 5. Why 5, Sir Rod?
Okay, it's 5 because there are 5 2/12s that fit or covers the fraction 10, 12. So we'll now proceed to the second question. Give the division equation of each number line and find out the quotient. So on our screen, we have the first number line is numbered from 0 to 3. And the second number line is numbered from 0 to 1. And then it is divided into 5 equal parts. But only 3 are considered, shown by the red line. Okay, ready? Start now. Give the division equation and its quotient.
Time is up. The division equation for number 2 is 3 divided by 3/5. And the quotient is 5. Why 5, Sir Rod?
Okay, it's 5 because looking back at our number line, the dividend is 3 and the divisor is 3/5. That means the illustration asking us of how many 3/5 will cover or fit in 3. The illustration also shows that we hop 5 times from 0 to 3. So our answer is 5. Let's continue. We still have 2 numbers to answer. Number 3. Please take note. 4/9 divided by 1/5. Again, 4/9 divided by 1/5. Okay? Start.
Time is up. For number 3, using the GCF multiply method, our answer for that is 2 and 2/9. As you can see, you have to copy 4/9 and then change the operation from division to multiplication. And then flip. Flip 1/5. So 1/5 becomes 5/1. And then, if we're going to multiply that, 4 times 5 is 20. And 9 times 1 is 9. And then, look at the answer. It's 29. So, you are going to divide 20 by 9. It will give an answer, a mixed answer. That is 2 and 2 ninths. Okay? Number 4. Let's go to number 4. Question. 10 times 2 fifths.
Let's divide.
No, I'm sorry. 10 divided by 2 fifths. Ready? Start.
Okay, you have 5 counts to answer. Okay, pens up. So the answer for number 4, still using the CCF multiply, is 25. Okay, on our screen, we have 10 divided by 2 fifths, or we are dividing a whole number by a fraction. Okay, for letter C, we have to copy. Since 10 is a whole number, we will change it first to a fraction by writing denominator 1. Then we have to change. The next C is for change, changing the division sign to multiplication sign shown by the yellow color. Third, we have to flip. What shall we flip? Of course, our divisor. So, giving the reciprocal of 10 over 1, 2 over 5, that becomes 5 over 2. And then, lastly, are we going to multiply now? No, because we still have to cancel. We have a pair of numerator and denominator that can be cancelled. That is 10 and 2. By what number? 2. Very good. So 10 divided by 2 is 5 and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So our new division equation now, Ma'am Joy, is 10 over 1 times 5 over 1 times 5 over 1.
Okay.
So we have a product of 25 over 1. So we have to going to divide that 1. 25 divided by 1 is equal to 25.
All right. Okay, so kids, that's the last question for today's topic. But you have to remember those things. Join us as we sum up today's lesson on dividing fraction. Remember, number 1, you have to copy the dividend. If it's a whole number, then change it to a fraction by writing a denominator of 1.
Again, the second step is to change. Change the division sign to multiplication sign.
Number 3, you have to remember, flip the numerator and denominator of the divisor. But if it is a whole number, make it a fraction first before flipping. And lastly, sir.
Okay, lastly, we are going to multiply. But before doing multiplication of fractions, be sure that you are already cancelled the pair of numerators and denominators.
Well, we are hoping that you were able to understand the process of division of fraction. I think the time allotted for us is now over. Thank you, Brigada News FM Davao, for being with us in DepEd's advocacy, Sulong Edukalidad. Now, to our kids out there, grade 5, the video and other videos of Dunong Agila can be viewed at Talomo Search FB page and also in our YouTube channel.
Okay. And to all grade 5 learners out there, together with their parents, salamat ug hinaot nga daghan mo nakatunan karong adlaw. Again, this is Teacher Rodney and my partner,
Teacher Joy, saying, huwag matakot sa numero. Subalit,
maging bukas ang isip at palaging handang
matuto. Bye!
Dunong Agila, liparin abutin mga pangarap mo. Dunong Agila, sulong kabata ang Davaoenyo. Dunong Agila. sulong agila, Dunong agila, sulong agila, sulong kabataang Davaoenyo.